Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lexi and today I'm doing my rolling project pan update for January. These products are all in for the long haul. The goal is to completely finish and I have 10 products and I already have 2 rollouts. So stay tuned to see my progress and which 2 products I picked. I like having fun with this project, so I make each one prompt themed, and the first one is something you wouldn't repurchase. For that, I chose my e.l.f. Low Reviver lip oil, and this is just a clear one. I like how this feels on the lips, and it does hydrate your lips, but I find that I can only really use it at night because if I use it during the day, it kind of clumps up or it just makes my lips look a little weird. So I've just been using this before bed most nights, and I've used it a total of 15 times. I'll have to check the weight for when I rolled it in December, but now it is weighing 29.6 grams, and I would say I'm a little less than the halfway mark. So as long as I can remember to continue to use this before bed, I'm hoping that maybe in the next 2 months I could finish this product, though I have been using another lip balm that's in this project as well as a sleep mask, so it's a little difficult to rotate through the 3 of them, but I do think I really want to just focus on this one so I can get it out of here. The next prompt was a Gilmore Girls inspired one, and it was Luke's Diner, Something Reliable. So I chose my CoverGirl Clean Invisible foundation. I'm wearing this today and I just really like how it has a natural radiance to it and it's kind of sheer. I don't find it easily buildable, but I can kind of compensate with concealer. This one is a little slightly deeper than my skin tone at the moment, so I've only used it a total of 4 times, but I think I could easily finish this once summer comes and I have more tan to my skin. It's kind of hard to tell how much is in there at the moment, though I do think it is fairly full. And I have a few other foundations in my overarching project pan, which is 26 by the end of 2026. But I think if I space them out correctly, I could finish all of them. The weight difference from last month isn't very significant. It was weighing 31.8 grams, and today it is weighing 31.4 grams. The next prompt was something with bulky packaging, so I chose my Kosas Cloud Set Powder in the shade Breezy. This one is also still fairly full, I would say, or I guess like how it appeared when I purchased it. And I kind of wanted to get rid of this one. Not get rid of, but finish this one because it's not my favorite pressed powder. I'm finding that I gravitate more towards loose powder, but I still want to use up what I have. And I really like the other powder that I will show soon. I just find that this one has a bit of like a shimmer in there, and that's not really what I want in a loose or pressed powder. I kind of want more of a matte look. So this one's been a little difficult to use, and it's also a bit dark on me. It looks like it would match. It looks like it's lighter than me, but sometimes it pulls a little bit more yellow on me. So I'm thinking maybe if I pair it with a really light concealer, these will counteract each other, but it has been a little difficult to use at the moment. And this one, with the minimal use, the weight difference is also reflecting that. It started at 77.6 grams and today it is 77.4 grams. The next prompt was Game of Thrones themed. It was the Night King Dark or Dramatic product, and this one I am choosing to declutter. What I had chosen was my Estee Lauder eyeliner. It was just this black shade, but it was a gel eyeliner, which I'm finding I absolutely hate that formula. I don't typically wear a lot of eyeliner, so when I do, I want something easier for me. And I actually find liquid liner easier than a gel one. Even like the Kajal formulas, I find those that you have more time to actually work with it, and I find that I can get the pencil sharp. This one I could not get the pencil sharp at all, and it was just really difficult to work with, so I don't even want to waste my time with it, and I chose to declutter that one. So that will be our first roll-in spot. And that one I had only used twice, so I'm not going to even take a weight for today since I am getting rid of it. The next prompt was a Harry Potter themed one, and it was Slytherin, Something with Sleek Packaging. So I decided to bring in my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish pressed powder, and this is the shade Fair. And this is the one I was saying that I really enjoy the formula and haven't had issues. There's already a nice pan in there, but the goal is to completely finish this product. And I would say I've just been reaching for loose powder compared to pressed powder lately, and I think that's why the numbers are a bit low in this category. I find that whenever I hit pan on this one, it starts to go pretty quickly in the surrounding areas, and then eventually I'll have to repress it. But I would like the pan to be much larger before I repress it. And while I've used this product 5 times, the weight difference is minuscule. Last month it weighed 53.7 grams, and today it's weighing 53.6 grams. So it doesn't seem like a huge difference, but I get enough product when I'm using it, so that's really all that matters to me. I do think that I could easily finish this by the end of the year. The next prompt was something blue, and I really struggled with this because I don't really have a lot of blue makeup outside of eyeshadow. So I went with a hair product, and this is the Ava NYC Hydrating Scalp Serum. And I actually really like this product. I just feel like it's kind of small, and it was something I would finish anyway, so I decided because of the prompt that I would use this product. I guess there's more product in here than I thought. I've used it a total of 5 times, and it still seems like maybe like halfway full. And while I like this product, I just find that it's a little difficult to actually get on my scalp because the dropper is kind of large, but it's also like a medium consistency formula. So I've been using it when I can, but I also like to oil my hair, and I use a different hair oil. So it's kind of just been more so needing to remember to use it. Last month this weighed 65.6 grams, and today it weighs 62.1 grams. Next up, I have a few skincare items, and the first prompt was another Harry Potter one. That's something that reminds you of Cedric. I really struggled with this, so I just kind of went based on the Hufflepuff colors, and I chose my Burt's Bees Softening Foot Cream. This is pretty new to me. I got this as a birthday present, but I always struggle to use these types of products, so I figured putting it in a project would really help me remember. And I've used it a total of 4 times since then. So not a whole lot of usage, but I have a little tear in the top, so when I squeeze it, it started coming out of the top. So I just need to be a little bit more careful. I can also see how much I've used, so we're about right here now, and it was brand new when I put it in. So I'm happy that there is a good visual difference from when I brought this in. And the starting weight was 132.2 grams, and now it is 129.3 grams. So just another one where I really need to remember to use, but I think that this is something that could possibly go quickly. Next we have another Gilmore Girls inspired one, and this is Suki's Kitchen, something colorful or vibrant, and this is the second rollout for today. The product I had was my Bioma Balancing Face Mist, and this one was almost empty when I brought it in, so I figured I would finish it by now, and I'm happy that I have. This is the first true empty for January. I was surprised by how much use I was able to get. I've used it 19 times since rolling it in, and I really thought it'd be like 5 or 6 times. And the starting weight was 92.8 grams, and now I'm at 87.3 grams. So that's about how much I guess the container weighs. I think it's a little wasteful for how large it is, but this did last me about a year. Take that with what you will. I wasn't using it every day, but most days. So I'm happy to have this one finished, and I already have a backup that I've been using. Lastly, I have 2 lip products. The first prompt was something that was a gift, so I chose my Maybelline Superstay Teddy Tint, and this is the shade Current Mood. I really like this. This is another one I'm wearing on my lips today, and I find that if I layer it over something hydrating like the next product, then this wears really nicely. I don't get like those weird cracks when you wear matte lipsticks, and I've been enjoying this one, though I feel like for the usage the weight difference doesn't really make any sense. So I've used it a total of 8 times. Last month it weighed 52.6 grams, and now it weighs 52.8 grams. So I'm not sure how that happened, but I feel like there's a good amount of product that comes out on the wand, and I usually use all of that. So I don't know what is happening, maybe just like when I put more air in there, I'm not really sure. But I've been using that, really liking this one, but I think if I want to get this done quicker, I'm going to have to but just focus more usage, because this one is also fairly new, or less usage on it. So, but again, I like this one, so it will come eventually. And then the last prompt before I get into the new roll-ins, the prompt was something yellow, and I chose my Starface lip balm, and this is the lemonade scent. And this one I would say I've made the most progress on any of these products. This is what we're working with now. And I really thought I would have this one done by today, but I'm close and I've been getting my use, so that's okay. I'm at 25 uses, which is really good. That means I've been using it almost all month since I've rolled it in. So I'm very happy about that progress. And when I rolled it in, it weighed 21.4 grams. Now it weighs 21.2 grams. This is what I was talking about. I like layering this first and then putting that matte one on top after it's set for a while. But that is how I've been getting my use. So now we have 2 new roll-ins. One was a declutter and one was an empty. I don't want to make it a habit of decluttering products, but I do like having products in projects because it makes me realize if I actually like this product or not. And I do like to give it a good try to see if it's actually something I can make work. But without eyeliner, I've been trying to make it work for so long. So I thought I was going to just force myself to use it, but I really dislike it and I cannot see myself using it. So I'm gonna try not to make it a habit, but it will happen occasionally. But for the new 2 prompts, the prompts that I got, one was a bronzer and the second was a spray. One, I had already had my mind set when I rolled that prompt a bronzer, and I chose my NYX Buttermelt bronzer. This is another one that is in my 26 by 2026, and there's already a huge pan in it, so I'm almost done with this product. However, this is a true bronzer on me, and I'm not really wearing bronzer right now. So while there is not much product left, I do think it's going to take me a while to get to this, but I'll see which days I can maybe work it in. We'll be going on vacation soon, so maybe I'll get a nice tan and we'll be able to use this product more often. I really enjoyed this one, and this is definitely something I would repurchase, so I'm happy to use it when I do, but I'm in no rush at the moment. Since I haven't used that one since rolling it into the overarching project, it's still at the same weight, which is 64.9 grams. For the last new prompt, a spray, I chose something that I've been having a struggle trying to finish, and that is my iconic London Prep Set Glow Spray. This is a mini, and I really don't have much left. I think this was in a project a while ago, and I really struggled to use it, but I'm going to face it this time and actually try and finish this up. There really isn't a lot left, but I find that it just isn't very compatible with all my foundations, and I hate having to like test things out in that. Like, it's good to know which products work well together, but this one's just kind of annoying because it's your final step in your routine, so it can really make or break it. But I'm going to try, and I think maybe it would work with today's look, but I'm really just gonna have to focus on using this. So rolling it in, it is weighing 27.9 grams. So that concludes my rolling project update for January. I'm very excited that I've already rolled out 2 items. That is a great motivator for me to work on a lot of these others, which some are still pretty full, while others I think I'm fairly close to finishing. So wish me luck in next month's update, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!